N8QA connected to KG4DVE.
KG4DVE. Repeater, the time is 8 p.m.
CQ, CQ, CQ. This is W3WVA calling the Tri-State 2-meter net into session. My name is Greg, and I'll be your net control operator this evening. This net is sponsored by the River Cities Amateur Radio Association and meets on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. This net meets on the KG4DVE repeater at frequency 146.940 MHz with a negative offset and a PL tone of 107.2. The repeater is located on Tarpon Ridge in Boyd County, Kentucky, about 928 feet in elevation. Break. The net is also connected to the Portsmouth Radio Club N8QA repeater at 145.390 MHz with a negative offset and a PL tone of 136.5, located in South Webster, Ohio, and the 444.600 MHz repeater with a positive offset and no PL tone, located in Portsmouth, Ohio. This net may also be connected to other repeaters using All-Star or Echolink connectivity. This net is an open net. All amateur radio operators are invited to participate, and the only thing you need is a valid call sign. Break. Following FCC rules, our net will yield to emergency traffic at any time during the net meeting. All traffic during the net meeting will be directed through net control. When asked to check in, please state your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your first name. After the check-in process, each station will have a chance to make a comment or announcement. Rechecks will then be acknowledged and coordinated through net control following the check-in process. This is W3WVA hosting the Tri-State 2-meter net. Before we begin, are there any stations with emergency or priority traffic for the net? All right, hearing no priority traffic, we will begin taking check-ins. We will start with stations that are short of time, mobile, or portable. Any stations that are short of time, mobile, or portable, please call now.
Kilo 4, November, Victor, Charlie, Fluffy.
All right, Kilo 4, November, Victor, Charlie, Fluffy, got you in there. Are there any other stations that are mobile, short of time, or portable? Please call now. All right, Fluffy, before we start taking other call-in stations, since you're short of time or mobile, do you have anything to say for the net tonight?
Yes, good evening to everybody on the net, and all planes and ships and at sea and whatever. Yeah, I'm being doctored right now, so I have to go. I just wanted to check in. Everybody be careful. See you later. KK4, November, Victor, Charlie.
Okay, Fluffy. Good hearing you tonight. Thanks for checking in. One more time, calling for short of time mobile or portable stations. Please call in now. All right, now we'll move on. We'll be taking check-ins using All-Star or Echolink. Say that fast. Any stations using All-Star or Echolink, please call now. Well, I was hoping that maybe Jeremy would be calling us from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Maybe he'll check in a little later on. All right, here's where it gets the rubber meets the road. We will now take check-ins from anywhere, any stations anywhere wishing to check into the net. Please call now, and please call slowly. I'm a newbie at this.
Kilo 8, Delta, Mike, Kilo, Daniel, Soda Furnace, Ohio.
All right, Kilo 8, Delta, Mike, Kilo, Danny, good to hear from you. Anybody else from any stations anywhere wishing to check into the net, please call now.
Kilo 0, Hotel India Oscar, Larry. Whiskey 8, X-ray, Delta, Bravo, Dave. Okay, KB8, SRN, Gary, Kilo, Bravo, 8, Sugar, Romeo, November. I like Sugar, I can't say Sierra.
All right, we got Kilo 0, Hotel Indio Oscar, Larry, Whiskey 8, X-Ray Delta Bravo, Dave, Kilo Bravo 8, Sugar, Romeo November, Gary. Anybody else checking in tonight's net? Please call now.
November 8, Tango X-Ray, John.
All right, November 8, Tango X-Ray. John got you in there. We're still taking check-ins for tonight's night on a wonderful Friday night here in the tri-state area. Please call now. All right, we'll stop for now and give everybody a chance to speak. Once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in and checking in tonight. My name is Greg, and it's an honor to be filling in for Michael, as well as hosting tonight's net. I'll try my best to do a good job for you all. I was hoping Mike might check in for Echolink. We still got some time, and maybe we'll hear from him later tonight. I do believe he's in Florida, gallivanting around the Deep South. So, with that being said, my name is Greg. I'm a newbie to the net. I'm 61 years old. I live in Spring Valley, about 8 miles as a crow flies from the KG4 DVE repeater. And I've been learning a little bit about everybody here. I know that first and foremost, Tom, KD8WTG from Muletown, is second in command on the police force. I know that Gary, KB8SRN, plays a mean Stratocaster through a Silver Jubilee Marshall amplifier. I figured it out that KE8AAL, Bill Waverly isn't his last name. It's not Bill Waverly. I thought it was his last name for a long time, but I realize now that he lives in Waverly. And I also, N8MRB Mike and N8JEN Jennifer have the best call signs in the tri-state. And what else? KCFOG Jeff, he gives the fastest call sign in the tri-state. And Danny, you're first up, KD8DMK. I know that you are well loved by everybody on this net. How you doing tonight, Danny?
Well, thank you, Greg, and everybody on the net. And by the way, you're doing a mighty fine job hosting the net tonight, and keep up the good work. You keep that up, Mike might just lose his job. I'm just kidding. I didn't get into much today. Just went over to the boat club, loafed with the boys a little bit, and what else did I do? Oh, well, the guy came and measured my house for new gutters, and
Well, that's about all I've done. That's about all I have, Greg. And like I say, you're doing a mighty fine job, so keep up the good work and keep it going, man. So this is K8DMK. I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, Danny, thanks, and good hearing from you tonight. I'll try to do my best. I'm a little nervous, and there's no way I could fill the big shoes that Mike Sullivan wears in the tri-state here. He's well loved, and yeah, I'm surely he'll be missed after tonight. All right, next up we'll go to Kilo Zero Hotel Indio Oscar. That's Larry. I do believe he's in Stout, Ohio. Larry, you're up.
You're doing a wonderful job. Not much going on down here in the west end of Scioto County. Kind of quiet, and that's the way we like it. Planning on going out to probably Brush Creek State Forest this weekend, probably on Sunday, to do a park activation. If anybody ever is interested in going out with me one day to do that and hang out and play radio, just let me know. Other than that, nothing going on. We'll turn it back over to you. 73K0HIM.
All right, Larry, 73 back at you. It's nice and quiet here in Spring Valley and a beautiful, mild evening, and we like it that way, too. All right, next up, we've got W8XDB Dave, and I do believe you're in Wheelersburg, Ohio. Dave, how you doing tonight?
Good evening, everyone. Doing okay here. No complaints. I did really enjoy it when the sun popped out today. Kind of warmed things up just a little. It's cool out there now. I just got through feeding my dog, and I put my winter coat back on. So, yeah, not going to enjoy the cold snap here, but I guess that's part of life and part of living toward the big city. So, anyway, with that, I'll turn it back over to the net. Sounding good here. Keep up the good work. Mike can be replaced. It's no problem. Thank you, and that's a joke. 73s, everyone. W8XDB.
Yes, that is a good one. I know that he takes care of all the repeaters around here, and he's the first man I go to if I've got any questions or anything. Dave, good hearing from you. Hope to hear from you soon. All right, next up we got KB8 SRN Gary from Minford, Ohio, playing that guitar. We've got a lot in common. I was talking with Bud at the Terra meeting at the Radio Museum the other night, and he said he might pull out his drums, and if we can find a bass player, we got a little hand band going on here. And how you doing tonight, Gary?
KBA-SRN, doing good, and you're doing a fantastic job there, filling in for Michael. And just a note there, that's a DSL anniversary model amp. I bought that in 2005-ish, and but lately I've been using a 2205, one of the 800s with the split channel, and that thing really sounds sweet, especially for classic rock. And then a little note on that Strat, I got that when I was 16, and a guy cut the horns off of it that I traded a Music Master for it, I think at the time, Fender Music Master, and I refinished it and routed it out since you couldn't hurt it anymore after he cut the horns off of it, but I think it's like a 61 or so. It's been worth a fortune if he hadn't cut the horns off of it. But yeah, we got to get together and have a little jam, unplugged or plugged, whatever we want to do there. Sounds good. It's good to hear everybody on the net as well. The day's been nice so far, not too eventful. It's been a nice day. Back to you, Greg. Doing a nice job again, KB8SRN.
All right, Gary, nice hearing from you. Is that 2205, is that a tube amp?
Oh, yeah, it's a tube amp, but the hardcores kind of harp on it a little bit because I think it's got some some, I want to say soft clipping with some diodes between the preamps and the final stages, but it's done in a nice way that's almost like a tube screamer sound. In fact, I use a tube screamer or an SD to kind of push it over on some leads, but it's if you do the reviews on them, they're pretty sweet amp, and they're starting to be hard to get.
Well, if it's got tubes, it's got soul. It's got a lot of, well, soul. Anyway, hopefully maybe I know that each of the clubs got their own little, party days, get-together days. And me and Bud brought our guitars out and played. I think it was the end of September last year, right after I got my amateur extra license. And we entertained the troops here at the Radio Museum for the Tri-State Amateur Radio Association Club's outing day, I guess, summer day. One more question real quick. Is there a festival where all the local ham clubs in the area get together?
I don't know if it's designated as such. Maybe somebody else can speak more intelligently on it than I can. Seems like there are a lot of members from different clubs that tend to show up at the same ham fest when each club has their ham fest, and that would be my opinion of how that happens.
Yeah, we had our meeting last Tuesday, and the club president pulled me aside, and he wants me to work Hamfest. So I was just thinking ahead in the future. But anyway, great talking with you. I hope to talk with you soon again. Next we go to Cottageville, West Virginia. Where is that located? We're going to N8TX. John.
Good evening. This is John, N8TX. Mailing address is Cottageville. That's right outside of Ripley. I'm located just off of Route 2, just a little ways, about halfway between Point Pleasant and Ravenswood. That gives you a better perspective on where I'm at. Right here on top of the hill, got about 1,000 feet elevation here. I think it is something like that. Pretty nice, nice place to radio from. And heard Jack going on there, so I just thought I'd check in, give you another head count. Got to keep these nests going, If we don't, we may lose some spectrum there that we don't want to, So the more we talk on the radio, the better off we're going to be. So we'll say 73 to everybody. This is N8TX.
All right, John, N8TX, good hearing from you. Yeah, I kind of know where that's at. I played up in Point Pleasant before, and you got a real good signal. You must be up really high, 1,000 feet. That's really good. You're coming in nice and strong. All right, we're at the bottom of the list. Any stations anywhere that would like to check into tonight's net or any stations with a recheck, please call now.
Please check in Kilo Echo 4 Echo Whiskey Sierra John in South Ashland, Kentucky.
Kilo Delta 8 Whiskey Tango Golf Tom Muletown.
Hello, November 4, Foxtrot Sierra Alpha, Morgan, Boyd County.
KC8FOG.
Slow.
All right, hold up for a second here. Let me tell you what I got so far. I got KE4EWS John, KD8WTG Tom, N4FSA Morgan, and KC8FOG. I do believe that's Dave. Did I get all those right? And if I missed anybody, please call now. All right, once again, we're taking calls and check-ins from anybody, anywhere, including Echolink and All-Star. Please call now. All right, now I know Jim's messing with me. He's my neighbor. I could almost throw a stone and hit his house from mine. But anyway, Jim, I got you in there, KD8KUM. Anybody else? All right, we're going back to the top of the list on the second part here. We got Kilo Echo 4, Echo Whiskey Sierra, John in Ashland. How you doing tonight, John?
KE4EWS. I tell you what, I'm enjoying this pretty warm weather. I don't know. I just stay cold. I'll be 71 next month, and I stay cold. I can't help it. I used to hit 20 below or something like that, and be out hunting in it. Y'all take care. KE4EWS. Back to the net.
All right, well, it's always good to hear from you, John. I'm the same way. I've been a skinny dude all my life, and when it gets cold, I stay cold for quite a while. I try taking hot showers and turning up the heat so far that it almost breaks the bank. But hang in there. Another evening of chilly weather, and I think we've got a whole week of mid to upper 60s coming in there. So I'm just like you, but I'm 10 years younger. So I don't know. Maybe you give me something to look forward to. I'm going to have to get a couple coats around here. Anyway, thanks again for calling in, John. I'll talk to you soon. Next, we're going to Tom, KD8WTG. How you doing tonight, sir?
Well, good evening. You're doing a fine job on the net there, sir. My son called there right at the beginning of the net, and I talked to him, so that's why I'm a little bit later getting in, but... Hey, coming to you live and direct from beautiful downtown Muletown, and do a little bit of this, a little bit of that today, and spring done sprung, I think. Supposed to come in sometime in the morning. I'm gonna break. But anyway, I was in long sleeves, and then I had to put a heavier jacket on today. But that's the way it is. That's spring. That's early season. But other than that, doing okay. Hope everybody else is doing fine and staying warm. And I know I have blood thinners too. I take blood thinners, so that affects mine too. So all right, back to net control. KD8WTG.
All right, Tom, good hearing from you. My name's Greg again, W3WVA in beautiful Spring Valley. I'm going to have to come up there and check out Muletown, hang out, and maybe go to a restaurant and see what it's all about. Everybody has nothing but good things to say about it up there. All right, next we're going to November 4, Frank Sierra Alpha. If I got that correct, N4FSA Morgan. Is that you?
You got that right, KN4FSA here. Been out trucking for the last 4 weeks now, just getting back into the Ashland area here, coming by Ironton right now on 52. I got a load to drop tomorrow down in Pikeville area and then come on back home. We'll hang out a few days around the house there and do a few odds and ends. But yeah, I fought all that bad weather and stuff out west. Got tired of that. And good to be back here where the sun was shining today. Yesterday it rained on me all the way from Kansas City over to central Illinois there and fought the wind and got up this morning and it was 21 degrees and everything that rained was solid ice and got going and the road was dry and the wind was still blowing. But anyway, we made her this far, so we'll hang her up here this evening. But good to hear everybody on the net tonight, and glad you're doing a good job there. Sounds real good, and we'll 73 to everybody, and have a good evening. KN4FSA.
All right, Morgan, good hearing from you, good checking in. Thank you, sir. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, so you were coming back from my neck of the woods when I was quite a bit younger. but there's nothing and no place like home. Welcome home. The weather's going to be great here for at least a week. All right, now we're going to go to KC8FOG. Dave, how you doing, brother?
You calling for KC8FOG, Jeff? Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I called you Dave by mistake. I looked at the wrong thing. Yes, Jeff, KC8FOG, the fastest call sign this side of the picket wire. How you doing tonight, brother?
Well, HF is ruining me trying to get these good call signs. Blistering that thing, I gotta watch how to do that, I reckon. I'll say hello to everybody hearing me. As far as getting cold, if you wear military base layers, polypropylene and different things, top and bottom, wear your wool sweater, a light toboggan, and a good fluffy pants over your bottom parts, you'll stay relatively warm in your house. Secondly, put at least 6 to 8 covers on your bed, and whatever you want on top of you, and your body heat will work around your body and warm you up 10 times better. I did that to my dad when he was in his 80s. He told me he'd never been warm in his life, you know, and stuff like that. So there's ways of doing it. Anyway, I say hello to everybody, and temperature's dropping. It's kind of nice. KC8FOG.
All right, Jeff, great hearing from you. Sorry I got your name wrong. That was just a stupid mistake looking at the paper here. I'm myself applying for a vanity call sign. I want one of the coveted 2x1s here now that I can qualify for it. And we'll just have to see what happens. I did it electronically through the FCC website, so we'll never know. But Danny, K8DMK, if you're still with us, do you take any of that advice to heart here to keep warm? Because I'm definitely doing it.
Well, Greg, I haven't been real cold this year. I don't know. I'm on blood thinners. I'm on Eliquis. I take blood thinners too, but I've just turned 60, so I don't guess the cold has affected me like it has some people. But yeah, so far I better knock on this wood here, and it hasn't affected me. So I'll turn it back over to you, Greg, KDMK.
All right, and that message also goes out to John, KE4EWS. I know you're listening too, and if you're like me, we get cold and we stay cold until we get hot. Then we got to cool off real quick. John, I hope you took some of that in as well. Now we're going to go to KD8KUM, my neighbor, Jim. How you doing?
I'm fine over here. That's what my mom used to say. I'm fine. And my grandfather, when he was 97, in the summertime, he had to have his air conditioner running so hard, get it down to 60 degrees. And in the wintertime, he had to have the heat really blasting and had to be 80 degrees. So I don't know what that was all about, but that's the way his house was, and he kept it that way. But I keep my house about 70, and I'm just fine here. So had a good day, didn't do anything, just sat around and tried to be the second fastest call there. I can't beat Jeff. So back to you, Greg. It's KD8KUM.
All right, Jim. Thanks for checking in tonight. Good hearing from you. Yeah, I was directing that to KE4EWS, John. I'm the kind of guy that when I'm cold, I got to shove it up to 79, 80 degrees, and then when I'm hot, I got to go running outside or turning it down to like 68 degrees. But John, I hope you're hearing some of this. Any thoughts on how to stay warm? All right, I'll take that as we're working on it. Again, we're at the bottom of the list. This is W3WVA. My name is Greg. I'm hosting tonight for filling in for Mike. And I noticed that Wednesday, The net was off. Mike claimed, I think he's playing hooky, but he claimed that the power went out. But I've got a different theory. Number one, my first piece of evidence is it was St. Patrick's Day. And number two, my second piece of evidence is his last name is Sullivan. So, just possibly he tripped over the Ethernet cable and said, screw it, I'm going to go drink some green beer. And I don't blame him. But he's out having fun, and last I heard from him, he was driving in Ocala, Florida, and complaining about how lousy they drive down there. So, maybe we'll hear from him. But we are at the bottom of the list. Again, any stations anywhere that would like to check into tonight's net, or stations with a recheck, please call now.
YN, Greg.
Was that K4YN?
Somebody doubled with you there. N8YN, Jerry. Go ahead and call for the person that doubled with you there, sir.
All right, we had a double. I got you in there, Jerry, N8YN, and anybody else who was trying to call, please call back. All right, we'll try again. Is anybody from anywhere would like to check into tonight's net? Please call now.
WB4GXR, Frank Ashland.
WD4GXR, Frank got you in there. Anybody else wishing to check in on this wonderful, mild Friday evening in the tri-state?
K4BRB, Bobby.
Okay, I used to know your call sign, but I only got the BRB. What's the prefix to your call sign, Bobby?
K4BRB.
Roger, copy that, K4BRB. Bobby, got you in there. Still looking for check-ins. Anybody else wish to check into tonight's net, please call now. Well, I was hoping to hear from Mike on Echolink, but hopefully he's having a good time. Let's go back to the top of our third leg of the list here. We got N8YN Jerry. How you doing, and how's everything in Franklin Furnace there?
Pretty good, Greg. And say good evening to you and everybody that's in there listening. We've had a pretty decent day here, and so I did want to, no disrespect towards Muletown. I hear you want to go out there, but as you drive out through there, if you sneeze, you'll miss it. I had to get that in there for Tom's sake. You know, he likes to advertise, and I think he works for the Chamber of Commerce there in Muletown, trying to drum up tourism. But anyhow, it's a nice area there. But had to get that in. And yeah, sun went down. It's cool out here right now. We had to go run to Lowe's for some things. They're having some work done on the new porch that's been built onto our deck. And so I'm the gopher, you know. And I'm no carpenter, but a good gopher. And anyhow, let me let this break. And there's something else I was going to tell you. I can't think of what it was. That's what happens when you get really older and dirt. But anyhow, it seems like you got a pretty good list growing there. Michael's liable to turn Friday nights over to you, Greg. And and good luck with trying to get a new call. Do you say you want to get a 2x1 or 1x2? Does it make any difference? Over.
Yeah, I'm happy with my call sign now, but of course everybody wants the coveted 2x1 or 1x2, and the 2x1 I was looking into, it just became available yesterday, is WV8W, and I thought that would be a really cool one. I could get an 8, which is back in our district again, and the planets would align and everything would be copacetic. So I don't know if I'll get lucky in the lottery, but we'll just see what happens. Back to you.
Well, good luck with that. And I always like to work HF, and so when I was advancing through the classes, I just want to get a smaller call sign, so it'd be easy for somebody to pick up. But anyhow, worked a little bit HF today, and there's a country in Europe that you don't hear too many hams in there. It's Latvia. It's a small country, and it's a Yankee Lima 2 Sugar Mike, and boy, he was strong. He was in there for about an hour. So, but now we like to work HF, and some people think all HF is 5959, but there's more to it than that, And you can talk. I've had some half-hour conversations on the DX before, at least, and it's interesting to find out what these people do and what are their likes, dislikes, their equipment, and different things. It's interesting, but to each his own. I'll turn it back to you, sir, and say thanks for being there. 73 from N8YN.
All right, Jerry, great hearing from you. Thanks for checking in tonight. And I know every several days a week when we hear each other on the net, you're always reminding me how well HF is working ever since the 2 large trees fell in my backyard and demolished my dipole. And I've been just waiting for enough energy to go up there and clean up the war zone that is my backyard, and hopefully I'll be there on HF again. And you're right, it's a lot more than just 5959. I was having a real good time before the ice storm. But hopefully we'll see you next on the net next week. And next up, we've got Frank from Ashland, and I still didn't get your call sign. I know you got 4GXR. Can you give me your call sign slowly again, and then go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay, good evening, Greg, and the rest of the net. The call sign is...
Frank, I think you dropped off there again. If you can come back again, I'd appreciate it. All right, Frank, if you can hear me, this is Greg, W3WVA, net control here. It appears that I'm just getting a couple snippets of what you're saying, and then the repeater drops. So why don't you try it again? Key up and wait for just a little second before you start talking so nothing gets chopped off and I can write you down on the list here. Frank, go ahead in Ashland.
Okay, this is WD4GXR. My battery just went dead on me. I had to switch batteries. Nothing to report, just heard your net going in, thought we'd give you another check-in. Sounds like you got a good net. You're doing a great job. Back to net control, WB4GXR.
Okay, copy that, Frank. WD4GXR from Ashland. Appreciate you calling in. Thanks for the head count, and we'll see you here soon. Next, we're going to go to K4BRB. Bobby, you're up.
Hello, Greg, and everybody on the net there. Had a pretty good day here today, and just glad to hear you all in there. So I'm gonna turn it back over to you there.
All right, K4BRB Bobby, thank you very much for checking in. Yes, and Frank, WD4GXR, try 2-meter radio is alive and well in the tri-state, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And again, I want to thank Mike for asking me to host this evening. He's got awful big shoes to fill, and I guess we're going to do another call. We're at the bottom of the net here, at bottom of the list. So anybody from anywhere in the whole wide world, whether you're on Echolink through the internets or you're in our neck of the woods, just go ahead and call in now and give us this count. ahead, Recheck.
You was talking about a bass player. There was a bass player on here just a few minutes ago talking to you. I don't know if he still plays anymore or is going to try to play anymore. But W8XDB, he played bluegrass for years and played the Doghouse bass. So you might want to, if you want to jam a little bit, you might want to get a hold of him. K8DMK, back to net control.
All right, Danny. Thanks for spilling the beans on Dave there. I'm sure we probably might even know each other because if he's like me, he's probably played every club around here in the tri-state. And I was talking with Bud, and he said he'd bring out his drums. I bet I could maybe talk Gary into jamming a little bit, and if we could get Dave on bass, we'd have a ham band, and that sounds good. And be some nice entertainment, especially after the year that we've been through. Once again, this is the River Cities Amateur Radio Club sponsored net. It's Friday night, and we're looking for call-ins. Anybody from anywhere, please call now.
Kilo Delta 8, Victor Mike Bravo, Rodney.
All right, Kilo Delta 8, Victor Mike Bravo, Rodney, got you in there. Come on, we're on a roll here. Anybody from anywhere, let's check into this net.
I doubled with you, Greg.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Glenn. You doubled with net control.
All right, this is W3WVA. My name is Greg. If there's anybody who doubled or who's not on the list, the last check-in I got was KD8, Victor Mike Bravo, Rodney, and you're the last on the list and the first up. But before I get to you, is there anybody else who would like to check into tonight's net? Please call now.
KE8QIP, Glenn, Wheelersburg.
KE8QIP, Glenn, got you in there. Anybody else? Check in now. All right, radio silence while we're waiting for everybody else to get ready to check in at the end of the race here. We'll go to KD8, Victor Mike Bravo, Rodney. How you doing this evening?
Well, I'm doing great, praise God. Got 46 degrees here. The Ohio River's rising fast just from the Soda River down. There's a lot of water coming out of the Soda River right now. Two Toes passed here a while ago, and the downbound was warning the upbound about the flow coming out of the Soda River up there. Told him to be really careful. But beautiful day here. Getting used to having my new little puppy. I lost my best friend of 16 years there Wednesday. Bubby St. Marie passed away. Oh, I actually had her down. She was getting pretty bad shape. And now I'm dealing with this puppy. But everything else here is copacetic. Hope everybody's doing well. And we'll send it back to you. KD8 VMB.
All right, Rodney, real good from hearing from you. Thanks for checking into the net this night. Yeah, my condolences for the loss of Buffy there. I've noticed that you were mentioning in the last couple weeks that you're having problems, getting to the end of a dog's natural lifestyle. My little dog, little Chihuahua Henry, he just turned 16. He's been deaf for about, a year and a half, 2 years now, and he's slowly losing his eyesight. And I know how it is. I also had a dog that I loved dearly that was hit by a car, And me and my girlfriend finally figured out the best way to get over a heartbreak of losing such a good friend for so long is to get another friend. It lifts your spirit, and it I don't know, just adds a lot of sunshine to your days. So as far as I'm concerned, dogs are the best. But thanks for checking in. And once again, condolences to you, and I hope you have your hands full with a brand new puppy. What kind of a puppy did you get there, Rodney?
I got a beagle. When I got her, she was 8 weeks old. She's 11 weeks old now. She was a run of the litter and the only female in the litter. But she has grown like a weed since I got her, and she's enjoying all the attention. But she's white with lots of black on her.
Well, it sounds like the makings of a real good relationship, and I hope but she doesn't run you to death. What did you say the name was?
Because I plan on her being my last dog, I named her Zena. Z-E-N-A.
Well, that's a great name. It's a name I've never heard, so it's a unique name. And I hope you and Zena will have a wonderful evening and a great weekend, and hopefully we'll hear you on the net next week as well. All right, now we're going to go up to Glenn, KE8QIP. How you doing, Glenn?
Oh, I ain't doing too bad for no man, I guess. Ain't got a whole lot to say. I just wanted to check in there and give you another number on your tally, but Zena, his dog's name, Rodney's dog's name was Zena. I had a bird dog named Zenzi, so I don't know. I hope his beagle turns out good as my old bird dog did. But anyway, ain't much going on here, just sitting around, staying out of the cold air, and talked to a couple guys on the 2 meter a day mark, and I just getting the phone calls from, I'd say, 73s. KE8QIP. Have a good evening.
All right, Glenn, KE8QIP. Thank you for checking in here all the way from Reelslersburg, Ohio. All right, once again, we're at the bottom of the list. We're just keeping this thing going. I know we've got 5 more minutes before we drop the N8QA repeater, so if there's anybody else who would like to check in, let's do it now. Give your call sign. I'm waiting.
Recheck.
Yeah, go ahead, recheck.
Yeah, this is Tom, KD8WTG. Whenever you get ready to come to Muletown, you let me know, and I'll give you the guided tour if I'm available. And I'll show you the highlights of Muletown. And if Jerry wants to come along, he can do that too. It's a good place to live out here. So, all right, back to you, Net Control, KD8WTG.
All right, Tom, KD8WTG. I will definitely be making a trip up to Muletown probably sometime this summer just to check it out. I'll ask Jerry if he wants to ride along with me, and that way we can gang up on you when we get up there. But I've heard nothing but good things from Muletown, and everybody checks in from Muletown or not from Muletown. That's the 2 types of people there are in the world. But anyway, one more time before we lose the repeater, does anybody else want to check into tonight's net? Please call now.
Check. N8YN.
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
Greg, when you're getting ready to go to Muletown, drop me an email, call me, and you can pick me up. And, Tom will buy us lunch out there, so that's definitely worth the trip for me, over.
All right, Jerry. And with that news, I'm going to be looking at the most expensive restaurant that Muletown has that isn't a McDonald's. So I'll definitely get a hold of you. And one more time, we'll got about 3 minutes here before the repeater drops. So hurry. If there's anybody else who wants to check into tonight's net, please call now.
Airport sounds good.
it does. And Greg, before you sign off, give us the number of check-ins you got, because I think you had a big number today.
All right, well, tonight, I would like to thank everybody for checking into the net and thank those that stood by while the net was in progress. We had a total number of, including me, 17 check-ins. So, at this time, with only just a minute and a half left before the repeater drops, I'd like to say thank you again to everybody for putting up with me. This is my first time as net control. I want to thank Mike for asking me. It was a big honor. And at this time, I will now close the net and return all repeaters connected back to normal use. Good evening, everybody. This is W3WVA. Clear.
N8QA disconnected.